Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to create a V-fold. Now a V-fold is probably one of the most complicated folds to do correctly, so make sure you're following along really carefully. Now we're going to start with an A4 sheet of card. You could use different sizes if you'd like to, and we're going to fold this piece of card in half. So you're going to fold it like this. You're going to get two corners to meet and hold it together, and then you're going to use your thumb to go to the center, and you're going to push out. And you're going to go down the other way. And once you've got that, you're going to use something round, like a pen or a pencil, just to go along the crease to make it nice and sharp. And sharp crease is useful to have. And there we go. That is our piece of card ready for our V-fold. Now, we're not actually going to do anything else with this. We're now going to go somewhere else to look at our V-fold. It's worth noting that V-folds are always in this orientation. They're always sort of in a portrait view. Okay, so to create a V-fold, I need another piece of card, and I'm going to draw something. I'm going to do a sort of little church. So I'm going to just draw this. Here's a just church steeple. You can draw anything, castles, people. It does work better if you've got something that's quite wide. So here is my little example. Okay, let's have some windows. Okay, so once you've drawn what you want, the important thing to do is add a big tab on the bottom. Okay, really big tab. So whatever you draw, make sure you add a tab to the bottom. And then you're going to cut this out. I've made my shape quite easy to cut out, but that's fine. The tab is the important bit. Cool. Now we've got this cut out, what we're going to do, we're going to fold this in half. Okay, so you need to think, where do you want it? Do you want it in there? You've got to decide where the halfway point is. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it just directly in half for my purposes. So this is going to be in the center of the page. So I've got my thing folded in half. What I'm going to do is then I'm going to snip off this corner. So my one big tab becomes two tabs. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold these tabs up. And you want them to make sure that they are the same on both sides. So that way they're even. Okay, so I folded one backwards and one back the other side. So I folded it. So this is what I've got. I've got my piece of work with two tabs. Now the tabs could be folded this way, behind the work, or it could be in front. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so they could be either way. It's up to you. If you don't want to see the tabs, I would put them behind, okay? And then we bring back on our piece of card. Now I'm going to just draw a line down the center just so you can see where this line is. Now normally you wouldn't do this, but just so it's super clear. So that is the fold in the center of the page. And what we need to do is we need to line up this fold. Again, wouldn't normally do that. That fold, that halfway point with this one. That's where you need to stick it, okay? So if I'm sticking it down, if I just tilt this up slightly, I'm sticking it like this. So the red line and the brown line are meeting. Not that you're going to draw those lines on there. And you're going to stick it down. And you're going to decide how much you want it to stick up by. You want to decide it, you can have it sort of a bit like that or like this. It's called a V-fold because of this shape, because that looks like a V. So I'm going to get the Pritt stick. And something that isn't overly sticky is good for this, because sometimes what happens is it pops off, but then you need to rearrange it a little bit. So you actually want something which isn't going to stick instantly. So Pritt stick is a good idea for this. So I'm going to stick it down like this. This is what I want it to look like. I'm going to stick and push down. So I'm lining it up. If you can see, I've lined it up and I've stuck it down. Now, what's important to do before it gets too dry is to test close it. So you want to close it, and sometimes it moves a little bit, which is fine. You want to close it together, push it down, and then you want to open it up, and it should work perfectly. Now, the thing you want to do though, of course, is leave this alone and let it dry. If you keep mucking around with it too much, it will not work. But once you've dried it, it should work, and there is your V-fold.